where best friends and next-door neighbors, Willow and Lillian, spill the tea on murder, mysteries, and other things that go bump in the night. So get your favorite teacup ready, and let's get into it. Welcome to Cruelty Podcast. This is Lillian, and with me is Merris.
Hello.
Hello, it's Merris Monday.
Yeah.
Well, we're recording on a Saturday, but whatever.
It's close enough. They don't know.
It's roundabout. So, as you all have noticed, we had some technical difficulties.
Yeah, producer Will's in the process of a move.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't have no internet.
But now the internet is there.
So they can go back to editing the pod.
Indeed. So, huzzah.
And thanks to everybody who got me stuff. My wish list is still up there for my birthday, and I got like a sketchbook and some cool stuff. And I thanks to everybody.
Yeah, thank you all so much. It is very kind and very sweet. And part of what we did with some of the birthday money is we got a fishing pole.
I got a fishing pole. Gonna go fishing.
Yeah, we're gonna go night fishing.
My list is still up there in case anybody wants to
be generous.
Be nice.
Yeah, because it's not yet the birthday.
No, it's on the 29th is the day I celebrate. I'll be 40, and it's 10 years on testosterone, so it's my anniversary.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to point out for fun, whoa, wow, my brain just quit.
Sorry.
Like working.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that I feel like everyone should celebrate their birthday the whole month.
The whole month.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Make it your special month, and if anybody argues with you, just scream at them.
Punch them. Anyway, violence. So.
But, yeah, and I'm sorry if I seem a little out of it today. I have bladder infection. You didn't want to know that, but now you do. Yeah. And I don't feel good.
Oh.
I feel puny and sad and complaining. So a lot of you listening weren't alive in the 90s, and I know because I look at the demographics of our listeners.
Yeah.
And if you were a little tiny baby.
Oh.
And you probably haven't heard about this. But boy... oh boy, I remember. So today, enjoy a big heaping spoonful of 90s nostalgia. Back when we were sure we'd defeat racism and maybe a woman could be president, and we were going to save the environment.
We're eating Gushers.
So we failed on all of those pretty spectacularly.
I didn't fail at eating Gushers.
No. I often find myself wishing the 90s would return, but then I look up things like this and I'm like, maybe not because we were stupid.
We're watching Seinfeld. Ugh.
God. Friends was worse.
I watched it because we didn't have cable.
I just didn't watch it. I couldn't. I tried because my family watched it. And I was like, what is this stupid thing? And I hate everyone and these jokes aren't funny.
It wasn't funny then. It's not funny now.
You know what show? There's only one show I think that makes me more mad than Friends.
What is it?
I'm trying to think of
it. Is it Party of Puke?
No, I loved Party of Five. Still do. Would watch it again.
Okay.
No, that would be The Big Bang Theory.
Oh,
Big
I think that's early 2000s.
I don't give a shit. It sucks, and I wish it a special place in hell.
Wow.
Bazumba or whatever that guy said.
Yep.
Anyway, in 1991, 8 scientists, and I'm using air bunnies on this one, were sealed in a huge complex that was like a terrarium, and it was called Biosphere 2. And it was a complete insane shit show.
Oh, I remember this.
Now, there were a lot of hype surrounding the Biosphere experiment. The idea was they could simulate Earth's environment in a sealed pod-type deal, vivarium, so maybe someday we could live on the moon or Mars, or if we, irradiated the planet with nukes, which is now a thing I have to worry about again, or, destroyed the environment completely.
Right.
Like back then, we didn't know that the environment was already fucked.
We could become Moonanites.
Moonanites.
Yeah.
They just didn't tell us plebs, like on the TV, that the environment was already fucked and that we can't save it and then not have no plans to do so and we're all going to die a horrible death.
Yeah.
Yeah, shocker. The experiment was to last 2 years and it nearly killed the 8 people inside.
Oh.
It's so bad. Oh, y'all, prepare yourselves. So the Biosphere was built in Oracle, Arizona, which is a cool name.
Yeah.
In a state that's not
cool.
cool.
Very hot.
It was, yes. Although it is beautiful. beautiful. I'm a big fan of your painted deserts and your meteor crater and your Grand Canyon.
Cool.
I think those things are rad.
Yeah.
I think your politics are frightening.
Right.
So it was a huge complex, and it was cut off from the rest of the outside world, and I think it's a cool idea. All the science. Except it was all based on junk science, and the guy who helped found it was kind of we'll just learn as we go.
Oh, okay.
It's not a good idea, but whatever. That's good for, like, art projects.
Being out in the desert? You mean like...
No, like learning as you go is good for an art project.
Yeah, not good for, like, science, no.
Not for sealing yourself up in with 8 people and trying to live for 2 years.
Desert, right.
Yes. It wasn't any good. So what happened was it was based on junk science and funded by questionable assholes and was absolutely dangerous and a very wild social experiment. So was it a failure? It's my answer.
Oh, that's official. Okay.
It's official. It's funny that it's never talked about at all. Never. I never see it talked about. Like, after it happened, even, I didn't even know there was a second
I kind of thought Biome was like a Pauly Shore movie.
Biodome was a Pauly Shore movie. We'll talk about that in a second.
Okay, great.
Because that's where it devolved to.
That's the science I know is Pauly Shore.
Yeah, Wheezing the Juice. And if you're sitting there going, what the Lillian, are you having a stroke? No. In the 90s, there was an actor, and he was on MTV a lot. And his name was Pauly Shore, and he was in a bunch of dumb comedy movies, and his character was the Weasel.
Yeah.
And he would wheeze the juice.
We don't know what that means.
I just thought it was drinking juice. I don't know.
Nick, I thought it might have been peeing.
Oh, I don't think so. I think you're very stupid.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Right.
Oh, Merris, it's not peeing. Wheezing the juice. I just thought you're stealing someone's juice, buddy.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what that means.
And then you're noshing on some grindage.
Yeah.
That was eating snacks.
What was the other really good movie? Encino Man.
That's one of my favorite 90s movies of all space and time.
That is a true classic.
Brendan Fraser was so hot in that my teenage self could barely stand it.
Well.
And I thought Pauly Shore was cute too. So
okay, back to domes.
Yeah, so it's very funny. Today, Biosphere 2 remains the largest vivarium ever built, which is good, I guess. And you can visit it today, by the way.
What's a vivarium?
A vivarium is like a terrarium, but bigger and more alive,
it's more vivacious?
I don't know. I should have looked up that word.
Nope.
Right now. Listen to me professionally podcast.
This is not professional whatsoever.
No, I'm spelling that
You
wrong.
can look up Encino Man quotes. That'd be better for all of everybody.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, no. Yeah, this is an audio medium.
Yeah. It is an area usually enclosed for keeping and raising animals or plants.
Okay. But now we have it for people.
Well, I mean, there are animals and plants and insects and fungus and everything in there.
This is about to go wrong, isn't it?
The most wrong. Yes, it's very funny. Okay, so how did this whole thing come about? Well, it was all started in San Francisco in the late 60s. It was primarily founded by a guy named John Allen, who was a systems ecologist, and Ed Bass, who was a millionaire philanthropist, like Batman, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
In the late 60s, John Allen was living in a commune called Synergia Ranch, which is a very dumb hippie name, and it was promoting the idea of something called a spaceship Earth.
Oh, I don't like that. That's dumb.
I know, but it was basically biodomes, biospheres.
Isn't that also a movie like Spaceship or was Battlefield? No, I don't know what I'm thinking.
Boy, you sure don't.
Nope.
So basically, it's biospheres to escape nuclear holocaust or environmental disasters, etc. And so, yeah, that's kind of a thing.
Right.
You'll hear Earthship used a lot, and it's kind of an ecological way of building, like
Earthship.
using the environment. I actually think Earthships are cool.
Yeah, I just want to hate everything.
Shit,
yeah.
Which I can't do because I'm too stupid.
Right, and we have an HOA.
They wouldn't let it. They'd be like, we'll take your house now.
Yeah, right.
They've tried a couple times.
They're like, no biomes here.
So it was all meant to be this like hippy-dippy free love and whatnot thing. It was named Biosphere 2 because This is so stupid.
What happened to the first one?
We're on it. Earth is Biosphere 1.
Oh, come on.
I knew you wouldn't like that. It's lame, but whatever. It's located 50 minutes north of Tucson at the base of the Santa Catalina Mountains. And yes, you can still go there. It's a tourist attraction.
Okay.
So this all sounds well and good. The scientists would go inside the biosphere and be locked inside for 2 years. They brought some plants and animals and chickens and pygmy goats and some seeds and shit.
Right.
They really researched which animals would go best in there. But they had stowaways. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay, so they got extra ducks or?
Oh no, extra insects.
Oh.
We'll get to that.
I love where this is going.
Mm-hmm. And man, listen, they had a simulated ocean with coral, a desert area that ended up not being very...
Was this a really big... how big was this? They got an ocean in there.
It's like acres and acres.
Dang.
A savanna, a rainforest, and later Steve Bannon, but we'll get to that.
Everyone's favorite crunchy hemorrhoid.
Sorry.
He looks like that.
God, he does look like a crunchy hemorrhoid. 2 words I never wanted to be together.
No, like an old scab.
Does look like an old scab. The scientists who went into this Hungry Games Thunderdome were Roy Walford, Jane Pointer, Tabor McCallum, Mark Nelson, Sally Silverstone, Abigail Alling, Mark Van Tillo, and Linda Lee. And those names sound made up, but they're not.
Shout out to them.
Construction was carried out between 1987 and 1991. It cost over $150 million to construct. Mm-hmm. The scientists entered the biosphere on September 26, 1991, and they didn't leave until September 26, 1993. Well, except for the one guy who left and came back, but we'll get to that.
Okay. It's like a crappy Noah's Ark.
It is the shittiest Noah's Ark of all time.
Right.
2x2, etc. All of these 8 people piled into the biosphere in red jumpsuits. It was a lot of theater for the media, mostly because a lot of the group were former theater kids who had made a commune in the desert.
Oh, God.
So imagine it. A group of former theater kids turned naturalists, all forced to survive together for 2 years. The drama.
It's like a really long Burning Man.
With less drugs, they were not any of them on drugs.
That would have made this way better.
Man, if they had put a lot of weed in the biosphere...
Yeah, you need it.
You wouldn't have given a shit about anything.
No.
Whatever, man.
Yeah, you can make paper anyway or whatever.
It's too stupid. So right away, they got to work on making self-sustaining farms and raising animals. And right away, they were hungry. They were getting enough vitamins and shit, but not enough calories. Everyone was on like a 1,200 to 1,800 calorie diet.
Ooh, no.
Everyone there recalls being hungry pretty much constantly. Oh. And being hungry sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, we go hungry sometimes. It's just poverty. No. But I am fat. So, I can live off my own ass.
We got reserves here.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I consider the fat an investment for the hungry times.
Yeah, for the Hungry Games.
I will beat all of y'all.
Right.
Because of my dump truck ass.
Yeah, tell them.
I told him.
Yeah.
I just did.
Good.
And if you don't have a dump truck ass, I'm sorry.
Get one.
Get one. It's easy. You just eat a lot of stuff and don't move around.
Right.
So, basically... Yeah, they were getting enough vitamins, but not enough calories, so they started rapidly losing weight.
Oh, that's not cool.
And all the biospherians, and yes, they were called that by the media at the time, were just really hangry. That's the word I'd use.
So they were pissy.
Very.
Right.
Also, they rotated cooking duties, and they didn't have, a huge variety of food. Mm-hmm. They didn't. They can't just go to the grocery store. They had to plant all this shit themselves. Mm-hmm. And so they would turn to cooking weird stuff sometimes. Some people weren't good at cooking.
Right.
One guy made a taco in the shape of a dinosaur, and that is pretty cool.
How?
I don't fucking know. I Googled it.
Dinosaurs and tacos don't have even similar shapes.
Stegosaurus. You could turn the taco shell into the Stegosaurus body and put little tortilla chips to represent the spot. Yeah.
That's dumb, but okay, gotcha.
Well, you went there.
Yeah.
Anyway, one guy made a potato leaf soup. Predictably, it was heinous.
Right.
So everyone was hangry as fuck.
Right, they need a Snickers real bad in there.
It didn't help that the media, looky-loos, and even Jane Goodall showed up to look at them as though they were in a zoo.
Well, that's the experiment, though.
As they're starving in this fucking biosphere. And they didn't look so hot. And it annoyed the crew to be observed like that because, again, they're hangry and grumpy.
Yeah.
In addition to being hangry, oxygen levels mysteriously started rapidly dropping in the biosphere over time.
Oh, no.
So even the simplest task, like talking to a buddy, required you to pause and be like,
well, that can't be good for the plants either, right?
The plants were okay. Actually, we'll get to that part.
Okay, because they need a good mix of oxygen and CO2.
Well, they were fine. So, like, tasks became really difficult, especially towards the end. Most of them developed sleep apnea.
Yeah.
They were hungry, pissed off, tired of looking at each other, and oxygen deprived.
Wow.
As a result of oxygen deprivation and being crammed up each other's butts while starving, they split into two factions. 2 groups of 4.
I love it.
Yeah. One side wanted to bring in extra oxygen and food.
Yeah.
They're like, fuck this. This sucks. We can't work this way. The other side wanted to keep the purity of the experiment no matter what the costs were, including death.
I feel like I know which side should win.
Well, they do, sort of. Okay. So we'll get to that. And then there were the cockroaches. That's our little stowaway.
Like always, every time.
And let me tell you, so let's talk about first the various, like, biomes they have in here. So you have the desert section. Mm-hmm. Never worked because it was too wet in there. All the condensation. It had like a mini...
This is the crappiest desert ever. It's so wet.
Soggy-ass desert.
It's a moldy desert.
Well, when you have warmth and you have wet, cockroaches they super love that shit. It started to where they were like eating all the plants and like the people were running out of food and there were cockroaches everywhere. Millions and millions and millions of them.
This is so awful.
Like the population of cockroaches exploded.
Yeah.
And then... cue the biting ants, another stowaway.
Bitey ants.
And they took over and killed like most of the pollinators they'd brought in there.
The ants did it?
Yeah.
They're murdery.
Yeah, ants are pretty murdery. They're really metal as fuck.
Oh, no.
We had an ant infestation of carpenter ants.
Fine now.
We didn't enjoy it. Did not like that. So, in addition to not getting enough oxygen or food, they didn't get along with each other, were being observed like monkeys in a zoo. They were also swarmed by bitey ants and millions of cockroaches who super loved the biosphere and did great there. The crew never resorted to outright violence, but they did frequently throw shit at each other and spit on each other.
Wow.
Honestly, it sounds like a complete nightmare. I don't know 8 people I like well enough to be crammed in a cockroach-infested greenhouse with for 2 years.
Lord of the Flies in there.
Not that bad. They're not eating each other.
Close.
Eventually, somehow, and I think we can figure out how, oxygen and food was smuggled in, obviously by the group that wanted these things. Mm-hmm. And friendships were just destroyed forever.
Oh, boy.
But morale did improve immediately because no shit.
Right.
They frequently got hammered on banana wine.
I want to do that right now.
Mm-hmm. And it just sounds like the worst reality show ever. And by worst, I do mean best. And
I
if
hope
it
they
were,
recorded this.
They did. There's over 600 hours of recordings.
Why isn't it a TV show right now?
Oh, I would pay money.
Yeah.
And I don't even have a lot of that.
No.
If we did that shit today, it would be live streamed 24/7. Mm-hmm. And I'd be here for it.
Yeah.
Each person ate 2 pounds of sweet potatoes a day, so they all turned orange. That's cool. Maybe that's why Steve Bannon was interested in this project.
Yeah, because he really likes orange people.
Indeed. Mm-hmm. Despite the starvation, though, they were really healthy. Like, because their food was very nutrient dense. Mm-hmm. And they did start, like, gaining weight back towards the end of the experiment. And what is funny is that the farm became the most productive in the world.
That's not funny. Why aren't we doing this?
That's kind of the point. That's the tragedy of this, is that their farm, because of the way they did it in conjunction with nature, ended up being just really high yield, high nutrition.
Oh, my God.
And they used no pesticides.
I'm pissed off. I'm mad now.
Uh-huh.
What?
But mentally, they weren't doing so great. And the real question is, and I don't know why you haven't asked it yet, think of a question that I would ask about the people in the biodome.
My immediate question was the dumbest question.
Let's hear it.
Did they name the cockroaches?
No, but they named the animals. Okay. my question is, because apparently you're a toddler.
Yeah.
Did they fuck?
Yeah, I'm stupid.
Did they get it on in the biosphere? Did they fuck in the bubble? Yes, they did.
All of them?
Ooh, we don't know. One guy called himself an eco-monk, so I'm going to guess he didn't.
He sucks.
But they have all said that, yes, there was a lot of fucking. A lot of fucking.
Come on. No,
they said anything people will do outside, they did inside.
Okay.
And if you look at pictures of these people, it's like, that's okay. I don't need to know the details. But they said they will never share the details, which is a shame.
Tell me. We needed a show right now. Because you said there's 600 hours of footage.
Yeah. Yeah. Despite all of this, the media thought they were cheating because they had brought in CO2 scrubbers.
They were going to die or brain damage or something.
The media wanted them to die. Like, I remember watching it on TV and I was like, genuinely as a child concerned.
I kind of remember it in the media, but I didn't know it was this involved. I didn't know about the damn, like, there's a desert and, like, a rainforest. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, an ocean. They made, like, tides and stuff, and they grew coral in there. It's really cool. I want to
see what it looked like. I'm sure.
I will have so many pictures up on the Patreon in a public post.
Okay.
And I'll show them to you.
It's a lot more involved than I thought it was.
It's the hugest vivarium in existence.
To me, that just sounds stupid. It's like the biggest circus ever.
I think it sounds rad. So, because someone had to see an outside doctor for a minor injury, and because food and oxygen were smuggled inside, the press dubbed the first experiment a cheaty failure. It was later found out that bacteria in the soil is what increased the carbon monoxide and decreased the oxygen.
Okay.
The facility was unable to generate clean water, breathable air, and enough food for 8 people, so it was deemed a failure. But I mean, they learned stuff, and
it's the learning.
I think it's cool.
The high yield thing, I feel like, come on, that's not a failure, like, unless you don't use that information.
So you'd think if this was such a resounding failure, they wouldn't do it again.
Are they doing it again?
Yes. Cue Experiment 2 Electric Boogaloo, which began in April of 1993.
Okay.
And it was going to start just as the first one had, but with a new crew this time because they determined that everyone there was crazy. And new management. And who was the new management? Steve fucking Bannon.
Oh my God.
Basically, Ed Bass, the investor, had federal marshals because he had gotten like protection orders against the old management. Like, they kicked him out with police.
Wow.
And then he replaced him with Steve, who is a big dumb cunt.
Right.
Yeah. I'll fight him.
Yeah, we'll fight him too.
Yeah. It looks like if you just poke him, like, parts of him would fall off anyway.
Oh, yeah, like he's got leprosy, but he doesn't know it.
Yeah, like I'm going to have to wear, like, PPE to fight him.
Right.
I don't want to get Bannon on me.
No. He seems squishy.
The new crew members, it wasn't clear to the old crew members if they had any idea that their new management was not a scientist or a naturalist or concerned about the environment at all. So they were afraid for the new crew members, the old ones were, because they assumed like this is dangerous because you have bankers running the show.
Yeah, I mean, not.
And so the 2 former crew members got this idea in their heads that they needed to warn them, the new crew members, and it was Abigail Alling and Mark Tillo, snuck into the compound and broke open 2 of the doors and left them a letter.
Okay. To like, just leave now if you can.
They feared the integrity of the experiment with Steve Bannon at the helm, and I mean, fair.
Yeah, he's a grifter.
Steve only stayed on as management for 2 years and then left in a flurry of lawsuits, like he does.
Yeah.
And called Abigail Alling a bimbo.
Okay.
Which is very classy of him. When Abigail gave Steve a 15-page document detailing the safety issues of the former experiments, so like, hey, you're going to want to look at this, the new people, blah, blah, blah. He told her, I'm going to shove it down your throat, because he's a classy guy.
That is classy.
Yeah, so she sued him.
Good.
And she sued the whole company.
Good.
And she got $600,000 fucking dollars.
Good for her.
Her and Mark, the other guy, had to end up paying $40,000 for the doors they broke.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it. That's not bad.
No.
Man, the 90s were amazing. Come
Were
on.
they? I mean, they were almost as crazy as the time it is now, but I do think now is crazier.
It's crazier, but in a more sinister, sad way.
Right.
I feel like the 90s had hope.
It did have hope, and like usually a laugh track.
It did. And we all thought, like, legit, y'all, I was like, there's going to be a woman president. Maybe she'll be black, too. It'll be okay to be gay.
No.
And then now we live here in Arkansas, and we're very scared.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very feared.
Yeah.
But it's okay. They'll just kill us or something.
We could live in a biome.
Let's make a biosphere.
Okay, but I'm making it way cooler. First of all, it's fantasy themed.
Oh, shit, yeah, fantasy
It's basically a theme park. I'm building a theme park.
Oh, okay. Can there be weed?
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Okay,
and
okay.
dragons, so.
Whoa.
Yeah.
How are you going to make that?
I don't know.
Is it animatronic?
Sure.
Or are you going to Jurassic Park this shit?
I thought about that as you were saying animatronic. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to bring in real dragons. I'll be like, you know, that Game of Thrones lady.
Daenerys?
Yeah, sure.
Can I just say something really quick?
Okay.
Game of Thrones sucks. It always sucked. Everybody says season 8 was the worst. The whole seasons were the worst. They were bad. The pot's bad. The acting wasn't great. The costumes were ridiculous. The wigs are wrecked.
She didn't even have purple eyes. Did you even read the book?
I did. I've read the first 3, and you know what I say? I say they're poo-poo doo-doo, they're crap, and you can fight me. I don't give a fuck. You can say, Lillian, you're full of shit, and I'm going to say eat turds because no, I'm not.
I read the first one.
Awful.
Was very boring.
So boring. Talks about food so much, and I'm like, yes, George, I'm fat too. I get it. I love food. But unless the food's going to do something other than be food, leave it out. I don't
agree.
care.
Mm-hmm.
And what's with the whole fascination with boinking 12-year-olds?
Yep, and like that one 12-year-old did not beat like a 40-year-old.
No. She was 7. Arya was 7 at the starts of the books or something like that. And around there, look, I've had 3 7-year-olds, and I will tell you, they're good at nothing. Not even putting on their own pants or wiping their ass. And you mean to tell me that a 7-year-old's going to with a sword?
But William, this is medieval times.
No, it isn't, because Westeros isn't real. Can I ask you all this? Why do we have to keep setting things in medieval times with the patriarchy, with hurting women and keeping slaves, when it's fantasy and we could literally make up anything? Why is it the same boring tropes over and fucking over again?
And if it was a 7-year-old from medieval times, they didn't get enough protein. They only like max out at like 4'2", so like I could just kick
blow
their ass,
on one
right?
real hard,
yeah.
just smack them and just say, shut up.
Yeah.
No, and then the whole thing is just poops and bads and so much incest. Really gross, barf, hurl, yuck.
That's true.
I don't want to see these people fucking. That show wanted me to see it.
It's true. It's true.
I didn't like a single character. I could not like. I liked Ned, and then he died.
Same.
I was like, Ned's a good guy. I like this
Ned
guy.
Stark in
he
this
doesn't
house.
seem too stupid, but yes, then he did stupid things in the book. Got his head cut off, and I was like, you know what? This book's stupid and it's fucked, and I'm done with it.
Right.
And everybody's like, ooh, Daenerys and Khal Drogo, it's so romantic. No, it's rape. It's rapey, rape, and I don't like that.
No.
I frown.
Maybe we should put the Game of Thrones in a biome.
Ooh, we can put George R.R. Martin in a biosphere. Maybe then he'll actually finish the fucking series, and then it won't have to be Brian Sanderson, who couldn't write his way out of a wet paper bag.
I don't know who that is.
Brian Sanderson is what I call the guy who finishes other guys' series for them.
Oh.
He finished The Wheel of Time, or as I like to call it, The Wheel of Boring Bullshit Crap.
Pretty good gig he has.
He does.
Book finisher.
Book finisher. But does he finish them well? Absolutely fucking not.
It doesn't matter. That's not his job. His job is to finish it.
He makes his own books too, and they're also real bad. But here's the thing. If you enjoy bad fiction, that's okay. I just read The Alien Warlord Claimed My Butt or something like that. So, like, I read bad shit. It's fine. You can read bad stuff. I don't care.
Yeah.
Read more.
Read more.
Read our books.
Read our books. So now we're segueing into the...
That's right.
Hell yeah. So like
into business time.
Who are these two idiots telling George Martin he sucks? Well, I'll tell you who we are.
We're nobodies.
Nobodies who've written books.
That probably aren't good. I don't know. I think they're pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, they are the reason we're married.
Yeah. I have a book out there. It's called I, Devil, A Love Story, A Novel. That's the whole title.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you should read it.
It's cute.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to pay for our books, which is fine, because we're like, I make maybe like $100 to $200 a month off my writing right now.
It's pretty good.
On my non-porn writing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Porn makes more money, obviously.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and say, hey, Lillian, I'd love them books. And I will, as soon as my computer is fixed, send them to you.
Yeah.
Because right now, it's broken.
Hell yeah.
Because Mercury retrograde killed it or some shit. Now Pluto's in retrograde.
That seems like it would be good.
It's not.
Oh.
It's a bunch of chaos and then nice stuff.
Okay.
I think we're in the chaos portion. Yeah, right. It just makes my butt pucker. Leave me alone,
Right.
stars.
Stars. Fuck them stars.
Get off my back.
Right.
Go into Gatorade on your own time. Leave me alone. And the thing is that Mercury was in retrograde in Taurus. So that means every Earth sign just had a particularly rough time.
Well, cool. I'm not that, so.
I am.
Oh.
Go fuck yourself. That's how air signs are, okay? They're all like, was it me?
Yeah.
And then they're just sitting over there like assholes laughing at your misfortune.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're all sluts.
I'm not.
No?
No.
Well, I mean, I think you would be in another life.
It's not this life for sure.
No, it's just because you would be a slut if you didn't hate people so much.
They need to stop being so detestable.
Yeah. No, listen, air signs. Look, I really do like air signs. Clearly, I married one. I like sluts, not an insult. I am a slut, so there is that. So it just okay, business time.
Yeah,
Fuck, I can't think straight today because I don't feel good. But basically, we have a Patreon, and it is great. You should subscribe to it.
Do the Patreon.
Yes, we have $1, $5, $10, $25, and up tiers. They all offer a wide variety of cool shit, but mostly it's the extra episodes. We do an extra episode every week, and yeah, we're behind a week because of the internet situation.
Producer Will's fault. I mean, not their fault.
But if you want to blame somebody, it ain't me.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, but that we're back up and running, and so we're double recording episodes this week. It's gonna be fun.
Cool.
Yeah, it's not stressful at all. And then, of course, other than our Patreon, I say I make soap. My summer collection's not out yet, and I'm sold out of everything. But if you want, like, candles or jewelry or art, we do that. But here's what I'm really on lately, and that is tarot readings. I'm almost 30 years, like in another couple years, I'll have 30 years of experience reading tarot. I consider myself like an optimistic reader, even if I pull the Tower card on you.
The worst of the cards.
There are worse cards than the Tower. I would rather get the Tower over, say, like...
There's that one guy with the swords in him. That one. Bad.
Any of the swords suit is not good. Usually it's just about self-destruction, and that's not fun.
Yeah.
But normally, like, I try and give you, like, good advice based on my reading. Everybody I've given readings to, which is like probably thousands of people by this point, really enjoy them. So if you want a reading from me, the link will be in the description. And I'm doing a special right now that Merris will illustrate a star chart for you, and it's based on the position of the stars of when you were born, or a special date like a wedding anniversary, or even the anniversary of a death of a loved one.
The anniversary of the biome. I can do that.
The Biosphere.
Yeah. I can do it.
Yeah. And so you combine those things, and I'll do a reading, and you'll get an 8x10 watercolor painting that is absolutely gorgeous. And I'm doing a special on those for $65, and you can't beat that with a stick.
Yeah.
Because it's internet
I'm the only guy
money.
who does them.
That's true. I don't know anyone else. I mean, you can get like a star chart online, but like it's mass produced, and it's not a beautiful handmade painting.
Right.
I have mine, and I love it, like, sincerely. And then, what else do we do? I don't know. A bunch of stuff. I don't feel good.
Buy my paintings. Do it.
Yeah, it's Merris' birthday month, too. If you want to contribute to any of that, the links will be in the description below. I say below, but I'm sitting here, and I'm like, what, under the house? Like,
yeah, they're in the basement. You have to all go get them.
well, they're below where you play the episode.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see it in my mind.
It's in the basement, y'all.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's in the we don't have a basement.
Nope.
We have
So
a
good
very
luck.
scary crawl space.
Yes.
Full of lizards.
Probably.
There's a lot of lizards out.
I love them.
They're really cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one thing I would like to encourage, okay? Listen to me. Come closer.
I'm close.
Unless you have earbuds in, and that's really weird.
That's as close as you can get, earbud listeners.
Yeah, I'm right in your ears with my dulcet tones. Mm-hmm. Come join our Discord.
Do it.
Don't be weird about it.
Don't be weird.
Get in there.
Get in there.
Indeed.
Yeah. It's not behind a paywall, as you say every episode.
Because I got something I'm cooking up something.
What is it?
I'm going to be giving away a Patreon subscription.
Holy crap.
For a month.
Jesus Christ.
Or even 2 months. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. So if you would like to become a patron for fucking free, I need you to get in our Discord. And the link to that is in our link tree. Don't be scared. It's just where we keep our links. You click on it, and you're going to show me a picture of your pet. And if you don't have a pet, I don't know, show me what you made for dinner.
Yes. No weenie pictures.
Oh, don't fucking do that.
No.
I find dicks detestable in all of their forms. Pretty much. Go away with that. No, show me like something cute you made. You can show me your food. You can show me your pets. You can show me a child. I don't really need to look at your children if you're private about it, but you get what I'm saying. Just something about you.
Yeah.
Because we all like to share our little accomplishments in the Discord, so come show me something.
Right.
And I'm gonna, at the end of June, I'm gonna pull some names out of a hat, and I'm gonna give away a couple Patreon subscriptions.
That's cool.
It is cool. And then you can be like, wow, this is neat. I won something.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of what I got going on. Other than that, my brain isn't working.
Yeah, well, you did your best.
I did my best.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like such garbage today.
Yeah.
I'm a little shaky. And then my dinner is in the crock pot.
Yeah.
And it's distracting because it smells very yummy.
Yeah, well, I hope our listeners are doing good.
Yeah, we hope that Pluto retrograde is not fucking your shit up too much. Mm-hmm. And if it is, ask me for a tarot card reading.
Right.
And I could do specific ones, too. Usually I like to do just general. I don't like to be given any information ahead of time. Mm-hmm. But if you want a specific one, like on a relationship or situation, I can do that, too. That's fun.
Right.
But other than that, I'm going to run away now and go eat my pot roast.
All right.
And if all you can do to support this podcast is listen, hey, thank you. Thanks. I appreciate you. You're the reason we do this shit.
Yeah.
And goodbye.
Bye.
Us on your social media platform of choice. Linktree/Cruelty has all of the links. Check out our Patreon for exclusive episodes, merch, ad-free episodes, live ghost hunts, and much more. Please be sure to subscribe. New episodes are uploaded weekly. Thank you so much. See you next time. Music and production by Libby.